Hello everyone, this is Bremster and I'm going to try a little bit more node math. Now what I have spent some time doing off screen is I have moved my notebook into a more graphical based notebook. I own a bunch of little grid based notebooks and I've moved my notes into grid based notebooks and tried to summarize them. I've also done some, while I was sitting down watching some TV with the Mrs. Felinae, for those of you who watch her channel, last night I did some, just some doodling on math ideas for the numbers that are coming up, because I know what those are. Over in board 2, I know that it is 161, 146 and minus 128, and I was just playing around with what I thought some of the factors and everything might be. Now one of the things I do want to do is look in the settings, full screen, grab speed, zoom speed, and camera panning. So what I'm hoping this means is it's got a grab speed so you can grab a unit to move it. So you can do that. And I think I want to set that even. The higher the value, the faster. Let's try it at full 10. So if I have that, I think I want to try that. And if that's too fast, I know I can slow it down. So that might be useful. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to work towards this board 2. Because improving board 2 will help me improve board 1 if I can get some good money on it. And I did do some ideas on these numbers. The problem is my desk does not have a good setup for having a notebook as well as having my keyboard and everything. But what I did realize is 161 is divisible by 7. And I think I realized that by... How did I realize that? Because 140 is 20 times 7, and then 21 is 3 times 7, so it's 23 times 7. And I do have a 7 now. So I've got 23 times 7. Is the possibility for 161. But I don't have any 7s on any of these boards. Although I do have this new board, which is... They're all AX times 4. So this is times 4. This is minus 3, minus 1. This is A minus 4. A plus 1, A minus 4... A times minus 5, A times minus 3, A times minus 7. So there's a times 7. Maybe what I want to do is I want to move that board to here. Move. Can I swap boards over? That board to there, because with an A times minus 7, how do I get to 23? Maybe this isn't the right way to do it. Okay, so 23. It's 1 off 24, which is 4 times 6. hang on, can I get 24 over here? Can I get 24 or 23 on this board? What I want is minus 23 on this board. 8 times 3 is 24. So minus 4. Ah, that's why you want the grab speed to be slower. Right. So that you can do the draw out. So 4 minus 4 is minus 8. Okay, let's minus 4 minus 4. No, stop. Minus 4 times minus 3 is minus 24. Sorry, it's 24. Minus 1 times, that's times minus 1. Ah, that's not right. I want to get it to 23, but that's times minus 1. I mean, well, that means I could potentially do a run of minus 1s up here. Have this come into the minus 1. That's not how that works. That should make 23. And then no, that isn't what I wanted. I do want this to come into there, into there, into there. No, oh, what is going on? Because 24, wait, what's going on? This is 24 minus 1 is 23, but I need this to be minus 23. So I need this to be plus 1. I think. And then I get rid of this. I send this to here, to here, to here. I think I'm doing this really convoluted. That's now minus 23, which I send into the times 7. And that should be 161. And then all I need to do... Now, I heard this is AI mode. See, now it's doing 1s, which I don't want. you've got to be in the right mode even if you're in AI mode. I don't know what this is. But the minute you put it in AI mode, I don't know what AI mode is supposed to do. It doesn't allow you to draw out in any way. And that doesn't connect up. Wow, this is really weird. And it's drawn it in the wrong direction. This is so weird. No, I can't do that. No, just because I need room. But what I can do is now connect that to there, 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 and maybe draw a couple more -4s in. Okay, so there's a bunch of -4s, but that's still not producing enough, because what I now need to do is add a bunch more 1s. Now that may not have parity. One's at 9. Four's at 17. One's at 16. That's not too bad, too far off. It's still not enough 161s. That's crazy. I think this game's going to lose me because the efficiency requirements are just too darn high. I don't remember where these connections were going. Was that just going up to there? I think it was. And I can add some more -4s in. That's still not enough. I can add some more 1s in, but I'm using a lot of space for that. I need to figure out a more efficient way of doing it. That's crazy. So I need to figure out how to do 161, or what I could potentially do is that. And then just give myself heaps more room. So let's do this to just produce more space. That was wrong anyway. Okay, that's now producing enough 161s, and I've still got room. Okay. Still got heaps of room to make other stuff. So, now I want to make 146. So how do I make 146? It's close to 150. It's close to 145, actually. Actually, I think 150 is going to be easier. Because that's 25 times 6. Yeah. So, if I send a bunch of 5s in, so I need like a board of 5s, which I might be able to do. Like if I draw a board of 5s, and then a board of -4s, this direction has gone backwards. Both of these directions have gone backwards. But let's delete all of this. How do I get the direction right when I'm drawing with this tool? I want a board of 5s and I want it to end up there. So if I draw that, that's kind of feeding in the right direction. And what I can do is select that, move that down, draw this tool and have that going that way, and that's feeding into there. That's probably too many because I won't have room for the -4s. So what I might want to do is delete those and then move this over. There's a board of 5s and I want to send the 5s in. 5. Actually, I don't need to do all that, but 5 times 5 times 6 is 150. Then I bring that out. Actually, I don't need to do that one. I do a board of -4s. That lagged like crazy for a second there. I want this to draw up. I want this to have a plus. So I drag a plus to there. I drag that into the plus. I drag that into the plus. That's 146, which I drag across and then in. And there's a whole lot of 146s. Is it enough 146s? It damn well better be. Okay, and now I need to make 128. Yeah, if I feed 10 into this, because 128, it's one of the... Oh, this is lagging. Why is this lagging? It's possible that this is actually melting, like this is not very efficient and it's melting my CPU. So there's a times -1 over here, which is probably the last thing I want. No, it could be one of the first things I do, actually. So what, 32 times 4? If I swap these over, what just happened? Wow, this is lagging like crazy. What is going on? Is this actually so much that it's causing a game that can run Cyberpunk at like 160 frames a second to melt down? That's crazy. So, in order to get to 128 or minus 128, I need 32 into this, then into this. To get to 32, I want to feed 10 into this. And I've done that before. But I used this to do it. So maybe I do want to swap these over. So to get to 10, I think what I did is if I start with a -4, I'm using a lot of -4s for this. Actually, let's put this down the bottom. -4, which I have go into times -3, so that's -12. I then have that go into -2, except I want to move that up. Then I come out here. No, that's wrong. I want to move that down. I get rid of that. I get rid of that. I have this come out. That's 10. I'm aiming for 32. So that's too far, and I don't want that anymore. That comes down 30. Actually, can I do this more efficiently? I'm not sure. 32. Let's just make it work. Times 4 is 128. Minus 1. And there's a minus 128. And then all I need to do is draw an entire field of -4s. Feeding into that. And to get some revenue, I draw an entire other field of -4s, which I select. Can I add to that? Yes. And then move down. I have that feed, no, I have to unselect. I have that feed up, and then I have those feed down, and then I have that feed into there, and that is all of the 128s. Like, that's going to get bigger. Like, at the moment it's 35. Is that going to go higher? That should go higher, shouldn't it? Because I'm feeding from everything. Oh no, because these are only generating every 5 seconds. So 50 a second is a huge amount. So I'm generating 8K a second. Well, I can buy -5 now, which is great. And I can grab my notebook and I can say that these have been done. And I'm going to say there's a new board 2. And this is board 2, level 5. And the numbers are going to be 167, -168, and 143. And I may only just do a couple of levels at a time and then go do some of the preparatory math of just figuring out factors and stuff off camera and keep these videos a little bit shorter, because making the factories and then figuring out how to make some of the math I figured out I think is more interesting than me just sitting here struggling. So I'm generating 11.5k. Getting one of these might be nice. Actually, getting this would be nice before doing this board. So letting this sit to 2.5 mil, because this is going to boost all of this and make this go way up. Like if I boost this, it's hard to know exactly what it's going to do, but this will boost A, B, and C. So A plus level squared, which is 15 squared. So this only will cause this to go up a little bit. B will cause this one to go up quite a lot. And C will cause this one to nearly double. So all of these will go up by 1 if I buy that. So waiting for that, I think, will be huge, because then this board will get way more profitable and it'll be way easier to get the huge amounts from this. This 6.29 will go way up, because all of these will improve. So it'll go from 6.29 to about 16, it'd be my guess, maybe even a little higher. But waiting for that. 81 to 84 may not be worth the 1 million, considering I'm just waiting for 1 million more. I mean, I could get a few more 4s in here, but I did buy the -5. But this is ridiculously efficient. Pretty happy with that. I'm using all of the space though. This is also not too bad. Like, there might have been an easier way of doing this. I'm not sure, but I'm not necessarily aiming for best. I'm aiming for enough. See, this is climbing up pretty steadily, like at 11.6 per second. So it's only going to take less than a minute. But yeah, that's an okay factory. Let's do one of the puzzles while waiting, or some of the puzzles while waiting. Q is 2, W 6, G is 6, D 1 2 3 4 5 6 8, W 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This one, 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 5 is 20. I hope, no, yeah. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 9 is 72. 81. I really worried there for a minute. 5 plus 1 is 6. 13 plus 6 is 19. 27, we're at 43. 29 plus 25 is 54. E is 5. Q is 3. F 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I is only 5. Z 1 2 3 4 5. And this one, A times B is 3 times 1. 16 is 4 times 4. 35 is 7 times 5. 63 is 9 times 7. 90 is 9 times 10. And that'll actually boost my income as well, but I'm able to purchase that. This is also going up quite faster while I've got the income boost. I don't know how long I've got the income boost for. It says here that all of the dollars are at 1.2, but these are the euros at 1.2. I don't know how long this lasts for. But that allows me to buy that and then move on. So I think I want to start from scratch because that always feels good to me. I mean, I don't know if I can reuse any of this. I think I just want to start from scratch. It just feels better, which is kind of a weird thing. Like the fact that it's a factory game where you always want to start from scratch kind of feels a bit... Okay. 189. Well, 180 is 20 times 9. So it's 21 times 9. What does that do for me? Well, what is it times 3? Do I have times 3 or times 9 on a board somewhere? I don't. I have times 3 on a board somewhere. So if it's 21 times 9, 21 times 3 is 63. So 63 times 3. That's not helpful either. Well, 63 is close to 64. So if I can make 16, like, let's just do this as a test. If I do 4 times 4 with a multiplier, and I 4 times 4, right? 4 times 4 is 16. I'm taking this the wrong way, I think. Why? 4 times 4 times 4. Is 64, because it's 63 times 3. So I now want to subtract that by 1. And then I want to multiply that by 3. There's 189. Now, is there an easier way of getting 16 only using one number with all of that? I mean, because I'm using all the multipliers already. So let's just feed this into there. Thing is, that's using absolutely everything. Actually, this might be interesting. What I might be able to do, no, I want to grab all of that. Drag that down to here, and then I find it easier to work in rows if I extend. Wait, let's do this. put that there. So I can even put that there. Move that across. Put the multiplier there. Right? Then select those, move that down. Then I should be able to do extend the fours, 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 fours with those running down. Copy, paste in, and then I connect that up and that up, and I select all of that, copy, paste, flip, and paste that in. That's gone the wrong way. It doesn't actually show you which direction copy, paste. Yeah, it doesn't show you which way the connections are going to go. So it actually doesn't help. So copy, flip, paste. There you go, it does. Then I send, click off and send that into there. And there is an entire series of boards. Wait, what's happened? No, that is making 189s. There we go. Okay, so I've got 189s being made with all of that. So now I've got all of this in order to make 159 and 156. Okay. So 159. $150 is 50 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3. So 53 times 3. Well, I've got it. So I want to get to minus 53. And then I can use this multiplier. How do I get to minus 53? Can I use the minus 7? Can I use the 53 over here? Maybe. I just need to feed 10 in. Well, I could do that, can't I? No, I don't have the times 3. But I can do this with 2. I think I could do this with 2. Because what I'm after is I want a multiplier by 3. So I'm going to want a grid of 3s as my multiplier. That's going to be my multiplier grid. And I need my multiplier grid. Now I've got to get to 53. 1 times 6 plus 4 times 5 plus 3. So if I start with a 1, so if I make a grid of 1s, there's my grid of 1s. I want to get that . to the times 6. Man, 1 times 6 plus 4 is 10 times 5 plus 3. Then I bring that out. I don't need this at all. Can't see the pins. I want to drag this over that way. Then I want a multiplier here. I can put another row of 3s in, I think. So if I put in a row of 3s, connect that up, put the 3 into the multiplier, put that into the multiplier. There's 159, which I can feed straight in. Now I need to make... Wow, this is laggy as heck. It does not like its own math, does it? Now I need to make 156. Now, I have done some things here. 156 is 52 times 3. Now, I already knew that 52 was 13 times 4. So 13 times 12 is what I'm aiming for. $13 times 12 with that board. I may have messed this up, mayn't I? I may have messed this up. The fact that they're all multiplying by odd numbers. So if I could get to minus 52 and feed it into this, how do I get to minus 52? With that. Well, 48. It's 40. Wow, this is so laggy when it saves now. Is 48. No, 49. How do I get to 48? If I could get to minus 48, so I could then feed that into a minus 4, and that'd be minus 42. And minus 52. So I want minus 48 using these. I don't know that I can. I think I've used the boards I need for this for other things. Unless I can use something down here I haven't used. Like the minus 2 and the minus 4 down here. Like if I did... So I'm aiming for 52. Now I'm aiming for minus 52. Oh, Lord. I don't think I'm going to generate enough. Let's just add more 4s. Oh, hang on. Let's add more 4s and generate more revenue. That will give me a fair bit more revenue. This is going to give me another tile, isn't it? That will give me more space. Still generate more revenue. So I could do it in 4. And maybe with 3 boards, that's enough. So if I do 52, which is... How do I do 52 efficiently? I don't remember. Well, hang on a minute. I wonder... What? Does 156 actually divide by 7? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. I think there's tricks here that I'm still trying to understand. I need to generate 52 or minus 52, but 52 would do efficiently. $52 is 13 times 4. So 7 and 6 with a plus is 13. And if I put a 4 with a multiply and I feed that into there, then that's the 52, except I change that for a minus 4. There's minus 52, which I then feed into that, which should become 156, which I can then feed into that. And then I just need to grow And actually, this is an interesting way of doing it. I actually quite like this. So what I do is I make a field of 6s. I make a field of 7s, which I then have to move add a 7, add that, make that connect into there. I select that and put it there. Make that 7 connect into there, that 7 connect into there. I make all of the 6s feed into there. I try to anyway. And then I make the 6 feed into that. They're all now making 13s. And then I make a field of -4s, which are now all going the wrong way. I make a field of -4s. I should have deleted the other -4 first. So we delete that. And then I make a field of -4s where I connect all of those connecting that way. And I put the -4s in. And those will now all make 156s. The question is it going to make enough 156s? And the answer seems to be yes. This is insane. This is another... Why is this so laggy? This is another puzzle board, isn't it? Yes, it is. This has gotten so laggy when it saves, and I don't know why. It's definitely not my hard drives or anything. The game is on a different... I've got multiple SSDs on this machine. The operating system is on one, the game is on another, and I'm recording to a third. It should not be this laggy. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. 10 times 10 is 100. The number of E's is 4. The number of C's is 6. The number of F's is 7. The number of I's is 4. 8. Number of I's is 2. Number of Z's is 3. Number of T's is 4. Number of P's is 8. Number of M's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A times B is 3 times 1. 9 is 3 times 3. 30 is 6 times 5. 81 is 9 times 9. 10 times 10. What? A plus B is 9. 0 plus 9. 16 is 11 plus 5. 32, 24 and 8. 44 is 39 and 5. 50 is 41 and 9. 9 and 10 is 19. 7 and 11 is 18. 20 and 18 is 38. 17 and 23 is 40. 23 and 21 is 44. And that's given me an income boost. But you'll notice here, I'm still generating quite slowly. Like I'm generating... Oh, the lag on this. And it's not as if my machine wasn't restarted this morning. Like, it's just the game, when you get this number of boards, is badly optimized. It is crappy. That on its own may be enough to cause you to want to stop playing this. Because as this grows, it's going to get worse. So I'm generating 1.9 million. So getting into the billions is like hours of just sitting here letting it run. Like, this is a minor improvement, but these are all way too far away. So what you want to do is jump to this board and then do stuff on here. But the new board 1, so this will be the new board 1. I'll take notes, is going to be, and I'm just going to put star because it's at level 15. Board 1 is going to be 184, 171, and 140. And that's math I will figure out for the next session. So, I mean, what I did is I just did some preliminary stuff of trying to figure out what some of the factors may have been and everything. I didn't try and sort out what my solution was going to be, as you saw. And then I had to figure out how to build it with what I had available. Not really happy with this, but it worked. I'm only using really the ×3. It got me there. I'll push this button. That stops all of my revenue generation. I will clear my board. And with that, the lag, I am assuming, will have gone away. And with that, we will end the session. That was really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying this. Coming in and doing a couple of boards every few days may be fun. We'll see how long it goes. I mean, if the game keeps lagging like this, particularly if it gets worse, then that will probably be a killer. Hopefully it won't, but we will have to see. There doesn't seem to be a setting for being able to change how any of that works. So, yeah, just the way it is. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you are enjoying this. It is definitely messing with my head, this one, but I'm enjoying the exploration so far. Games like this I normally sour on. Apparently this doesn't have an ending. It just keeps going forever. And that is definitely not something I will want to do. But, you know, doing a few more levels might be fun. Apparently most people get bored of this one very quickly, and I can see why. But so far, so good. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck finding the pluses and multiplies that work for you. Bye everyone.